Okay, so I guess that means we're live. What's up, guys? I'm TGH. I'll be running Celeste all chapters for No Glitches Allowed 3. Thank you guys very much for having me. I'm here with my commentator. If you could introduce yourself.
What's up, everybody? I am FC Racers. I am also a Celeste speedrunner and a commentator for various races.
Awesome dude right here. Okay, so I guess without further ado, we'll get started, then I'll explain some stuff about the run. Okay, so starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so this is all chapters. What that means is each chapter has an A, a B, and a C side. So A sides are what you go through normally, just like the normal game. Basically, it's what you do in any percent for the most part. B sides are harder versions of the A sides that are about the same length but about twice as hard. And C sides are 3 screens each, and they are supposed to be like extremely hard versions of the A sides and B sides. We're going to be doing all of those, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing the A sides, going in, getting the heart and the cassette only, and then we're going to be finishing the chapters and then doing the B sides immediately. So this is 1A, and this is a pretty good example of 1A is a pretty good example of basically just all the tech that we do in this game. You can see I'm using a lot of momentum based things. I'm dashing and then jumping to preserve my momentum. Oh, I forgot to, whoops. There we go. This is Madeline, by the way. Madeline is climbing this mountain, Celeste Mountain, which is actually a real mountain. Basically just in order to face her inner demons and just to prove to herself that she can. So I just got the heart in chapter 1 by inputting a code once I got on the screen. Basically just dashing in a bunch of different directions to unlock that heart and make it appear. Yeah, if you could explain some of the movement techniques that I'm doing, like for instance the hyper dash, the normal dash cancel while bouncing, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, definitely. So one of the main tech that we utilize in the speedrun is the hyper dash. That is where you hold down forward and press dash, and then in a few frames afterwards you're going to jump. And what that does is it allows Madeline to maintain that dash momentum while being airborne. In addition to that, if you delay your jump, I don't know the frames exactly. I like to use a distance range where it's like 3 Madeline lengths, if you were to put it like that. If you perform a hyper and do that, you actually go airborne and you'll maintain your dash, or you'll get your dash back. Like by default, when you perform a dash and are airborne, you will not get it back until Madeline touches the ground. So we'll use those extended hypers to get to a lot of places faster than the intended route. And with that, that is going to be the end of 1A, and we're going right into 1B. The nice thing about the B-sides is that they have nice remixes to the songs here, so we're getting the full tour, so to speak. And as Teach mentioned, they're a little more difficult. A lot more spikes, as you see here in City. A lot more pitfalls and just more intricate movement. So they're a little daunting at first, but you know the game encourages you to keep at it, and it's just really being able to get in and learn the screens.
Yep, I did something there called the spike jump, by the way. So what I'm actually doing there is I'm not jumping off the spike. Actually, I'm jumping off the wall behind the spike. So you can't actually jump off spikes in this game, but it looks like we are, and it looks cool. A lot of these intended platforming sections, nope. A lot of these intended platforming sections are skipped. So you can see, like, I'm supposed to go get that dash crystal at the top right, but instead I'm gonna die 3 times, but we're gonna eventually get that, get the skip there. That's a cool looking strat right there.
And then also, when we get to the end of these B sides, it's not going to be the same in the A sides. It actually pays another visit to the tape room mechanics, which we got to see very briefly in City. Those are set to the music and a rhythmic beat, and they will alternate between having the blue ones active and the pink ones active. And you basically, we're going to just try our best to be on cycle for those. And at the end, there is a heart that will be we can obtain, and those will come into play later as we get towards the core, which is chapter 8.
There's an interesting little mechanic about these rooms too that I'll go further into in 2A, because they're way more applicable in 2A. Has something to do with IGT. I'll be doing a lot of IGT based strats. So this game runs on basically this game revolves around in-game time. So we do everything to save seconds in-game time as opposed to real time. So like you'll notice that like a lot of the time I'm saving and quitting. I'm returning to map after getting hearts and cassettes and everything. Like for right here, I'm gonna restart the chapter. So I'll be doing IGT based strats, but that's just how it is. That's just how we do it.
Yeah, it's actually it's a great timer. It's tied, I believe, it's tied to the frame rate of the game.
Yes,
so,
it is. Yep.
When depending on someone's computer, it doesn't really matter if someone has like a high-end computer or one that runs with the minimum requirements. The in-game timer is going to be accurate, and we are now moving into this tape room. So as Tej mentioned, we do something there. You saw that he was kind of dashing in place over and over and over again. When you do that, the game pauses for is it 3 frames, Tej?
3 frames. Yep.
Yeah, and so normally it doesn't really affect any other place except for those areas, because the tape room blocks are set to the music rather than the actual like world timer. So it is possible to save a few frames there by dashing over and over again, and we will see that in 2B, and we should be seeing that later, I believe, as we get to the tape room in 5A.
Yeah, I think 5A is really the only other 5A and 7A are like the only other places where you can use that, because you're constantly moving in every other screen. Oh,
and then now we are in the battling portion here, and for this, story-wise, she's the other part of Madeline, as they refer to it, and she's basically convincing Madeline that like, look, you're not a mountain climber. Let's pack up and go home. But Madeline is like, no, I'm determined. This is something that I need to do for myself. And Madeline's like, well, okay, well, I'm going to prove to you that you're not a mountain climber, and we're going to go home. She follows on a 3-second delay and mimics everything that Madeline does. So we devise a route so that we try to just not run into her. And we'll see more of that in 2B here in just a moment. But coming up, we have a really cool section. We have a wake here. And for this, there's no hazards or anything crazy like that. But the terrain is very uneven, and you're going to see Teach just really optimize his movement to make sure that he avoids things like the springs, and just try to maintain the most momentum that he can, because the momentum doesn't stack, or there's no cap, excuse me. So you're able to really accelerate. And if you guys want to get a good idea of that, the TAS run of Celeste showcases that.
Yeah,
very
the TAS is ridiculous in a lot of different ways, but especially in that section, you can really see how it utilizes just the conservation of momentum. It's incredible.
So now we're in 2B, and our friend the Crow, very quickly,
wow.
You might have missed it, but it showcases the player how to jump out of these dash blocks, which is very crucial for 2B. As you see, like, if you didn't perform the jump out of them, you're not going to make the distance. We actually utilize that tech in Summit, where since, well, spoiler alert, we're going to have an extra dash later.
How dare you?
It allows it. I know, I'm sorry, you guys. I set myself up. I totally set myself up there for failure. But it allows us to perform hyper dashes out of those, and just really just kind of like go far. We're going to see a cool spot here. Just land on that little section there to get our dash back and miss all those crystals.
Yep, I'm going to try a corner boost strat on the next screen. Right here. So we're supposed to go get those coins. I'm going to try... And we got it. Nice. Perfect. Saves a couple seconds. Do you want to explain what corner boosting is, by the way, FC?
Yeah,
it's kind of weird, but
so from one of the patches that came out, if you were able to dash into a corner, I believe while holding grab and then jumping, and I think you have a 2 or 3 pixel window from that corner. Madeline, instead of grabbing onto the ledge, she'll actually just kind of like kick off of it and maintain her momentum. And we use that actually I think we use that in a lot of spots now that I think about it. Most notably there in 2B. You're going to see some corner boosting in 3A in a moment, and just a few other places, and it's really fun. I mean, one of the cool things about Celeste is the fact that you are just basically parkouring through this entire game.
Yeah,
and
it's basically parkour.
Yeah. And having that movement, it's just like it's thrilling. And you know, as much fun as it is to watch, it's really fun to like get in and do it yourself. All right, so we are now in Celestial Resort. You saw those little dust bunnies. Those guys are going to play a little role later on, as well as another guy, Mr. Oshiro. But so these dust bunnies here, they're on a cycle, and we are going to do our best to try to get through without running into a death cycle, because Madeline has a 1.5 second respawn time, but the room immediately starts on its cycle as soon as it's loaded up. So due to the respawn, we have just a little bit of a delay. Runners usually will have a backup. Some even opt to re-enter the room and try it again.
Yeah.
There's some situations where we don't get that luxury, most notably near the end of this chapter. But for the most part, we have the route pretty optimized. This one, I know for a casual playthrough, this is where like the difficulty kind of pumps up, and it's like, okay, we've gotten used to the mechanics and everything else. Now we're gonna get you guys prepared for what's in store for the rest of the game.
Yeah, chapter 3 is definitely where the difficulty starts to really ramp up in the speedrun. For sure. And this is one of the most infamous rooms in the game, where you just have to like meander through all this junk, and it can be a little bit challenging. But here we start the huge mess section. You can actually do these sections in any order, these 3 sections, but as far as the speedrun goes, there is an optimal route. It's south, north, east normally. There's actually another route you can do that saves a couple seconds, but I'll be completely honest, since I haven't learned it yet. So any category that gets the heart can actually like save and quit in the room with the heart. And excuse me. Okay, there we go. Yeah, this game is really hard to talk and play at the same time, which is why FC is here. Yeah, this is.
Yeah, as Teach mentioned, the routes are like it's crates, books, and towels. With the ones where you have to grab the heart, I believe you runners will go for towels first, and then basically do a demo, or I'm sorry, not demo, a bubs drop in the heart room to go into crates, and then finish up, or I'm sorry, not crates, books, I'm sorry, and then finish up in crates. But it's not as easy because the layout dramatically changes. I mean, I would recommend to just try to see it yourself in another run, because the crate section gets incredibly difficult.
What the hell am I doing?
Oh no. Dust bunnies are just kind of holding you hostage here.
Yeah. I was so excited that I remembered the heart that I forgot to play the game. Hardest strat in the game for any percent mains like me is remembering to get that heart in 3A, because because the entire like first 3 minutes of the level is just any percent, and then you have to remember to go back and get the heart there.
And then if you actually
way too many times.
Yeah, if you do forget it, you're forced to restart, because you'll see it kind of closes the area off, and you can't really actually go back in there.
Yeah, you have to do the entirety of Huge Mess again, which is not optimal.
Alright, so now heading here, doing some nice wall bounds here to grab these dash crystals. And we are going to grab the key here. This is the infamous quad hyper room. So we got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Nice. And we're getting the tape to boot. Now, in any percent, we actually skipped this whole section with the demo dash strat, where if you're crouching and press dash, and then I believe in 4 frames input another direction, Madeline maintains her crouching hitbox while moving in the set direction that you put.
Nice.
Oh, nice. And then I believe, even though we didn't showcase it here in 3A, there are opportunities for demo in later chapters. I know 7B has one.
I'm definitely going for the 3B one.
Okay.
It might
yeah,
take
we do have
me
one
a
in
couple
3B.
minutes, but we're going for it.
No, you got first try. I got faith. All right, so this is the Oshiro section. This is where I was talking about where we don't have that option to re-enter the rooms. Oshiro's basically not thrilled that you don't want to hang out with him in this hotel. So he's just like, well, I'm going
So he
to
tries to
get
kill you.
very angry. Yeah, he just tries to kill
Yep.
you. There is a tell. You'll see like his lightning bolt kind of shoot across right here. And he just makes a mad dash towards Madeline. Now we have it set up so we just have to have him not in the line of fire. This room notoriously, I think anybody that's played the game has dealt with this many times, whether from casual or speedrun. You get put on a different cycle here and you kind of have to adjust, but T's doing a fantastic job, and he is out just like that.
Yeah, I just jumped a little bit high over the spring. It happens. A little bit. Alright, 3B is everything you hate about 3A except there's no floor.
Yeah, pretty much. I remember doing this casually, and I was just raging. I was like, I need to get this done. It's very tough. So it was like, yeah, just no floors, no nothing.
I try going under here.
Dust finish in there.
Got it.
Oh, nice.
Cool spike jump there. Oh, that was... I almost hit the spring again. There we go. This room is fun. And by fun, I mean why. Why is it there? But no, I'm mostly kidding about how bad these rooms are. This is a very well-designed game on all fronts.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Just sometimes we die and we hate it.
So the huge shouts to Matt Makes Games and Company for, you know, just superior level design. It is really good. And it's like, it's challenging, but it's fair.
Yes,
it's not one of those
definitely.
things. It's not like a Kaizo game where you're like, oh, there's a random invisible block and now I'm dead, or anything like that. There's no surprises.
It's not Cat Mario.
Yeah. And it's designed to the point where it's easy to identify what went wrong and how you can adjust to basically continue on with the game.
Try a corner boost strat here to skip a cycle. Oh, I got it. Nice. Okay. That was well done. Alright, I'm gonna try to use Oshiro here. Nice.
Yeah, this Oshiro section is sort of similar. You're going to see a few instances where they took some mechanics and brought it back, most notably like the dash crystal section. But again, they kind of amped it up just a little bit to keep players on their toes.
Alright,
So we got like actually dust bunnies here.
on the last screen, I'm gonna try something called the demo dash. I'm gonna do it, and then I'm gonna explain how it works. It's gonna look like I'm just dashing straight through a wall of dust bunnies here, if I do it right. Nope, not quite. Okay, this might take a couple tries because this pixel perfect. I think I'm a little high. Don't mind me, just...
That's how we're all watching in anticipation. This particular this
There
demo
we go,
is
got it. Okay.
is a lot more difficult. There you go, nice. So Did you're gonna go ahead and explain it, so I'll let you go ahead and take that away.
Yeah, sure. So demo dashing is essentially dashing with a crouching hitbox, and what that does is it reduces Madeline's pixel height to 4 pixels. And it just so happens that walls of spikes or dust bunnies like that are pretty consistently made up of round hitboxes that are exactly 4 pixels apart, so you can actually dash through them doing that. What? That was
Oh
interesting.
no.
That was interesting.
But yeah, with the demo, in both 3A and in 3B, there's an opportunity to get through. 3A has a huge time save. What it allows us to do is bypass one of the keys, and can save 10 to 12 seconds depending on how well you do the quad hyper room. We do have a visual cue for that. Versus 3B, there isn't really a visual cue, I think, that, like, at least a reliable one. So you just kind of have to go for it and then see if you nail it or not. Alright, so now we're in the 4B tape
I got
room.
that
Or 4B.
cycle skip. Sweet.
Oh, nice. Let's go. Yeah, Demo Dash is not a glitch. Like, when we're passing through those
Yeah, it's not
those
a
hazards.
glitch. It is legal for the marathon. It is not a glitch. It's an
Yeah,
exploit.
for those, it's basically, like I said, there's a 4-pixel gap, and Madeline is 4 pixels high when she performs a crouch. So we utilize that.
I'm gonna try to. Nice. I got it. Oh my no!
Oh no! Oh no! For those,
Okay, I got it again.
yeah. Okay, here we go. But so normally in this room, there's a nice little homage to Super Mario Brothers 3 if you've played that game. But Teach utilized some very nice wall bounces and everything else there to get to that heart. Not once, but twice.
Twice. Oh my god.
Alright, so we're gonna go with this auto scroll.
I've never
here.
done that before, for the record. I've never had to
was
do
a
that
nice little-
twice.
Yeah, so Tej went for an ultra there off of that auto scroller block, and with ultras, what it basically is you're chaining your hypers together. Again, we mentioned that in Awake, you know, we're trying to keep our momentum because there is no cap. Oh,
Close.
with ultras, you know, you get that huge amount of speed, and with that, it's the most optimal way of approaching that auto scroller. And I think there's 5. There's 5 total approaches just in that one screen.
Yeah,
you have
that one's definitely the most optimal, aside for just skipping the auto scroller, which is extremely difficult to do consistently. Like, you can actually just, like, there are 2 different ways actually to get across there. One of them involves ultra dashing, which I actually don't think we've mentioned. Another one involves hypering into a bunny hop using coyote frames to get over. Okay. Let's try that again.
So now we're in the cliff face portion. The wind is extremely high, to the point where if Madeline tries to just walk through this area, she's not going to gain any ground. So we have to rely on the dash mechanic to make our way through. We also have these snowballs here. These guys, they don't play nice. They home in on where Madeline is at, and just beeline in that direction. As you get closer and closer to the edge of the screens, you have less time to react. Again, we have, you know, ways of getting things set up so we can just try to be off cycle for that. And that was another ultra there too. Nicely done. In the home stretch here. This section gave me a lot of trouble starting out because there's just like you have to one shot to go. All right, so that was 4A, and we are getting ready to go into 4B, which, you know,
Best B-side music.
Yep, best B-side music. It's right up there with 5B is right up there, but this one just kind of pops it over. This actually is the only B-side that in my casual playthrough where I didn't get angry, and the music played a huge role in that.
Yeah, the music just soothes you.
It's like, oh, I've died 500 times, and it's like, it's not that bad. I'm listening to this cool tune. It's fine. So, shout outs to In Love with a Ghost.
Yep.
For this amazing track.
While we're at it, shout outs to Lena Rain and the rest of the remixers as well for making such a friggin' incredible soundtrack. It's awesome.
I know, I'm pretty sure everybody can vouch for this, but like I played through the game and then just immediately got the soundtrack and was just like listening to it nonstop. I think it was like the most listened music on my Spotify last year. Oh. So again, one of the big themes with the B-sides is there's just not a lot of places for you to land. You got spikes. Yeah, it's like spikes or nothing there. So it definitely keeps players on their toes with just not a lot of breathing room. Like this room, like there's nothing. You're just like, okay, I got to do this all in like it's like one route, just one go, and make things work.
Going underneath here, nice.
Oh, very nice. And again, the winds are there to quote unquote help Madeline, but it's very easy to get caught up in not getting adjusted there. Nice skip on that platform.
Yeah, there are a lot.
So now we have more auto scrollers.
There are a lot of, just like the A sides, honestly. There are a lot of skips in the platforming that honestly are actually pretty intentional. Because this game was built around speedrunning, as one might be able to imagine. Like there are a lot of different exploits in the platforming. You can just skip.
Yeah, and also from a casual playthrough too, like we're doing a lot of advanced tech, but the game actually teaches you all of the advanced tech, minus like corner boosting and stuff like that. But like wall bounces and hypers, the game will actually teach you, and it's really nice because it's like you get through the game and you're like, oh, I'm a master at this, I'm so good at it, and then like the game's like, well, let's have you play this in a completely different way, and it kind of opens it.
This is an example of something that I don't think was actually intentional, but you can do this. So you can just skip all the switches in that room and then spike jump off the block that's supposed to be coming towards you once you get all the switches. And I am not doing this room correctly. There we go.
Yeah. It's like with learning the new tech, it's kind of an eye-opener, and it really makes you want to go back and just be like, oh, well, maybe I can do this here, a wall bounce here, or a hyper here, and so forth. And like just by mentioning that tech near the end of the game really opens up the replay value.
Yeah, it really does. Alright, so this is 5A, which is my personal favorite chapter.
Yeah, this one's really good. Like,
so it begins just like
level
80%.
design.
We go get the tape, and then we get the key, and then we get the heart. Basically, it's just... I'm not gonna make this cycle. Like I said, it's hard to talk and play this at the same time. Anyway, you can continue, FC, with what you were saying. Level design.
Yeah, 5A, it stands out because it's definitely a different approach. A lot of the other levels, it's basically really straightforward. The game kind of guides you on where you should go and what to do. But once you get here, it's just like a gigantic maze. We didn't get a yeet there, unfortunately.
Yeah,
but that's okay.
I missed the yeet, but it's okay because we get to try it again.
That is true.
Yeah,
but
this is one of the only categories where the legendary double yeet is actually a feasible strat. It only saves time if you get it again. Basically, it's a corner boost, and if I get it right, if I get the corner boost correct, you'll see why it's called yeet. So I'm going to return to map, go back to depths, and then go through this part again. Whoops. No, I missed that. I'm gonna do it again. Come on.
Yeah, we gotta show this one off. It's really cool.
There we go. That's why it's called yeet, because you skip that entire room.
Yeah, it's a pretty chunky time save, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's like
a
2
couple
seconds.
Yeah, Mirror Temple, it's just like labyrinths and just a maze kind of setting everywhere, especially when we get into the second half of 5A, which for any percent, the top end of the runners don't even experience because we go straight into 5B. But you'll see just like, huge labyrinths and places to go, and it's easy to get lost and caught up and explore. It kind of really just opens up. So go into this room here. This room, I have to say, this is probably the most stressful room in 5A for me because you have this like cycle here. It's like it took me so long to just get that down, and I've lost many PB attempts in that single room because like it's huge timeline. Nice corner there to get the next heart.
So that room is huge, and it has a lot of platforming where you go like around and back to the heart. We just skip all of it with a nice little corner jump there. That's just barely possible. Oh, what?
Also, this is where we get introduced to Madeline's best friends, the Seekers. This is actually a really cool design where they have you take control of the Seeker and give you an idea on what they're capable of. So like you'll see these red blocks, they break those down. They can't go through those little sparkly barriers, and then they kill you if you come in contact with them.
That was not that nice menuing. Oh god, the menus.
Also, Battling is here too. I haven't done this section of 5A in so long that like I forgot that she's there. But yeah, we're in Unraveling now, and nice save.
As you can tell, I haven't done 5A that much either since EGDQ.
I know with a lot of up-and-coming runners or people that are just kind of starting out, they're like, do I go for 5B initially or do I wait? And I think it's an even split amongst people when asked that question.
Yeah.
But I feel that you should go through 5A just so you can get more familiar with the movement, and then as you start getting faster and faster, you'll want to start tackling the B side. Like I didn't start B sides or 5B until I hit below 35 minutes.
Yeah, I think what we've neglected to mention, although it can be implied, it can be like inferred, is 5B is actually faster for the 90% route of this game because of a skip called Bub's Drop in 5B, which you're about to see like once we actually get to 5B, that makes it faster. So 5B actually saves about 20 seconds on the 80% route, so going into 5A, getting the tape, and then going into 5B and finishing 5B is actually about 20 seconds faster than just finishing 5A.
So we are coming across Theo here. Basically, Theo got a little too curious about the temple and got put into a crystal. We don't know exactly how that process worked, but we also don't know how he's able to actually communicate with Madeline through, a solid piece of mass. But the mountain does wonderful things, so we'll just kind of leave it at that. But
this is adventurous.
Oh yeah, this is. Oh okay. Ooh,
That didn't happen.
Yeah, the Seekers Seekers are not happy that Madeline's here trying to take Theo out, and she also can just carry him like it's nothing. What it does do is it makes it so we are limited with our movement. So basically, we're trying to just kind of chuck Theo throughout each screen, dash, and then catch him. Because when you grab Theo, your momentum is maintained a little bit, and you can use that to just kind of do some cool stuff here. But we are already out of this. This is the last section here. Again, it's kind of like a wake. I wouldn't say you can't die in here, but you can. I've done it. There's like a rare occurrence where like Theo gets behind one of those trap doors, and then Madeline's on the other side, and she's like, well, I guess I'll do this again.
Okay, so do not be alarmed. What you're about to see, and I know that this marathon is no glitches allowed, what you're about to see is not a glitch. It's not. Trust me, it's not a glitch.
It is not a glitch. I've had this conversation with somebody a couple weeks ago, and they were like, no, it's a glitch. And I'm like, no, this is I would say that it is a fail-safe designed by the developers to prevent a player from basically not being able to progress.
Yeah.
And it's right there.
Yeah, so go ahead.
So what TGH did there is, by default, Madeline's supposed to kind of just pop up and land on that ledge. It was discovered that if you actually hang onto the wall and then go into the transition in, I think, in a 2-frame window, perform a jump, and then also in a 2-frame window, let go of jump, you'll get a nice little short hop, and then she'll miss that platform. And what it does is it causes her to fall down into the previous screen, which there's no safe area for her to land. So the developers designed it for her to well, okay, I shouldn't say they did. I'm going to make the assumption that they designed it so that Madeline will respawn at the nearest checkpoint if she cannot land on safe ground. So that's why she respawns over on the right side versus the left side. And it bypasses a huge section, like grabbing some keys and riding some red bubbles and stuff like that. And again, as Teach mentioned, it's about a 20-second time save. So it's really huge. It was like one of the big discoveries that happened last year.
Something I also probably neglected to mention, Seekers can collect coins for you, which was a pretty big part of why that four coin room with no floor back there worked. Seeker collected the bottom coin for me, and now we get another Theo section. Hooray!
And then also this, I like to call this like the script, because it's just a gauntlet of Seekers, but with everything the way that it goes, it just looks like a, basically a action-packed movie sequence. That's the best way I can put it.
Pretty much, this whole game is an action-packed movie sequence, to be honest.
Yeah. A thorough ride from front to back, 5 stars. Alright, so that is the impossible room, clearly possible for Madeline and Theo.
Not a glitch. Actually, wasn't a bad idea at all.
Good. Yeah, 222. Very solid. Alright, so we are diving into Reflection. This chapter is probably the... No, I'm going to just say it. 6A is the most iconic chapter in the game. This is where things kind of come to a head, as we shall see. Now, I'm not going to go into, story-related stuff, because if you are not familiar with the story, highly recommend playing the game and just experiencing it for yourself. Like, this chapter, actually, in particular, when I did my casual playthrough, I was, at the beginning, going through the story stuff, I was just like, oh, this is hitting really close to home. And just, it just kind of opened up. And so I definitely recommend checking it out. And I apologize, in the midst of my babbling, we did Lake Skip, which is very quick. It saves about 4 seconds. Basically, there's we do a wall bounce off of this area where you can just bypass the spikes and are able to skip a Kevin block, which we'll see one here. These guys, named Kevin because of the sound designer. Shoutouts to you, Kevin.
He actually voiced them himself.
Yep. There's actually a cool clip of that somewhere. I would definitely recommend checking it out, because I believe he submerges his head in water.
Yes.
To get that sound effect.
There's a clip of it. Because he was enough of a legend to videotape himself doing it.
He knew. It was like, they're gonna want to see how this came about.
God, yeah. And he wasn't wrong.
That is true. So we are in Hollows. This is also kind of a maze portion too. You have the option of there's like either a top room or a bottom room in each of these screens. For the most part, we were taking top route. I think there's just one instance for the optimized route where we go bottom, and that's where you have to break all those bricks. But we're gonna see some cool stuff here with these bumpers. We're actually gonna dash into one, and then they don't have a hitbox while they're resetting, so you have the opportunity to actually dash inside of them and get a nice little boost there.
Yeah, another thing about bumpers too is that when you're holding, like I'm about to demonstrate it actually right here, if you're holding in the direction away from the bumper as you hit it, you will boost like twice as far. And I took advantage of that there to make it all the way across without using the feather, which is about half a second faster than actually using the feather.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so now we're heading into Ravine. Matt and company were nice enough to give us some developer design shortcuts. There's one there and there's one here. Those are easy to set up, but this one, you gotta do a little bit of movement. It's very risky, because if you die, you're put all the way back to the beginning of that section. So it's a huge time save, but taking a death is very detrimental in the run. And we are getting set here for the battle and boost. We're gonna see some cool movement here from Tej as well. A little confidence, I like it. Nice with that battle and boost. So basically, we use the momentum from Kevin and a nice bunny hop to just bypass that uneven territory and then just like basically crash into battle, and it's like, let's go. And again, this section here is the battle and fight. This is the most iconic section of the game. Again, check the story out so you can really put things together. In a nutshell, you know, Madeline is still trying to convince Madeline that she can't climb a mountain, and Madeline's like, you know what? I've had enough. I'm gonna prove to you that we can do this. So pretty much this whole section is you're hitting Madeline, quote unquote hitting Madeline over and over again, and just kind of like chasing her down and just trying to reason with her. It's also one of the most optimized. Hold on. Let's go. That strat is so cool. That's like one of my favorite strats to see in Chapter 6. We get an Ultra, and then, actually I think there's a few Ultras in there. It goes by so fast, it's hard to keep up.
Yeah, there's definitely more than one, that's for sure.
Right, so we'll keep moving here. Now, the battle and fight is set up in two parts here. We're getting to the second one shortly. You kind of notice that you have these blocks kind of falling down every time that you hit Battlein. When we get into round 2, it gets a little wild. Battlelin's like, I'm actually going to use these to try to stop you, as you'll see here in just a few seconds. But yeah, she's like, I'm trying to do if you're not a mountain climber, I'm trying to do. And she's like, I've had enough of this. So she starts slamming. And we're going to use those to, again, continue on with this fight. Now, the second round is very short. It's just a couple screens, but these screens are very long and detrimental if you take a death. Most notably, the last two screens. So we got like this huge vertical section here where we're just dropping down.
Yeah, this screen especially, if you take a death at the end of the screen, it's basically a run killer.
Yeah, it's a heartbreaker. Especially here, you got this bumper. It's just like the bumpers. You know, we mentioned that. Well, actually, I don't think we mentioned there isn't any RNG in the game, which is also one of the reasons why it's a fantastic speedrun. Because, you know, as you play through it more and more, you're going to get used to the rooms and how everything is designed. The closest thing you can get is probably the bumpers being RNG, because sometimes they're just like, you didn't really hit me in this direction, so I'm going to send you to your death.
The bumpers can definitely seem like RNG because they move. If you look closely at them, you can see that they move very, very slowly and slightly right to left. Which actually comes into play in 6B in one particular place. That's kind of annoying, but yeah, we're about to do 6B pretty soon. But first, I have to go back into 6A and get the heart and the cassette.
That's right. I'm so used to the 80% run. I'm just like, okay, we're ready to go into Summit. So,
no, we got to do 6B.
I have to ask if you're going to go for this or not.
Well, I did, and I almost got it.
Almost got it. I was about to get hype.
That's one of those strats that like you hope to get it. Like, yeah, I just did a reverse super dash off of the block as it was moving, and I got the momentum boost, which is hard enough. But then you have to actually land on a block and like bunny hop your way across, and it's incredibly difficult. I got it at AGDQ somehow by some miracle, having not expected to get it at all. That
was super hype. Actually, if you get a chance, check it out so you can see what it was birthed as Revo's nonsense.
Yep, so there,
and then also,
if you remember Chapter 1, I actually inputted a bunch of directional dashes in order to make the heart appear. For that one, it's the same thing, except you do it 4 times, and each one is like mirrored, reflected, upside down, and everything. So it's a 24 input code that I actually have written on a notepad document on my second monitor, because I'm not going to remember that particular code, so I just do it there. This is 6B. Excuse me? How did... I somehow got like a bumper boost without dashing into it.
Well, yeah, 6B is notorious. It's probably the best way to put it.
There's no other word for it. It's just notorious.
Yeah, its difficulty is really up there, and I think my quote when my casual playthrough was, "Wait, there's more." It feels like it's ridiculously long, and
It
so
is,
actually,
Oh god.
yeah,
Oh god.
oh,
Okay, we're good.
okay, nice. Similar to 5B, 6B is also technically faster, but it's really, really hard.
Yeah.
I believe Revo is the only. No, I don't want to say the only. He's one of the few that actually has 6B in his any percent run.
Yeah, nobody ever has actually saved time though in 6B, like using 6B. At least,
So
at least as far as I know.
Yeah. So this is similar to the ravine section. As you see, Matt and company were like, okay, well, we're gonna put more spikes in, just have it be very narrow for you, and then we're gonna throw some, other mechanics like bumpers and feathers and everything else.
A little bit of trivia about this, actually. These screens were actually meant to be in the A side originally in development.
Really?
I'd like to personally thank Matt Thorson for not including these in the A sides in the final product.
Oh my
Like,
gosh!
real talk. That's not
Like,
gonna work.
what would the B side be if that was the
I don't
case?
know.
Like, this is already.
I'm scared thinking about it.
Maybe their 6B ideas are in chapter 9.
Maybe.
We'll have to wait and see.
Oh
of
my
course.
god, you might be right, actually.
I might be. I mean, Matt did make that tweet showing that one room. And
Yeah,
I'm just
that
like,
looked like it could be in a 6B if this were the A side, maybe.
yeah. And then again, we are going to run into a battle, and yet again,
This fight is super, super long.
yeah.
I hope you
it's
like
just
that
like.
one. And I hope you
Also,
like
this song
No
is actually
Floor.
pretty good too. Yeah, no floor too. This is about as anime as you're gonna get in the video
Yeah,
game.
No Floor. Let's count the screens with No Floor. This is 3 so far.
Yeah, I think at least with this fight, I haven't seen any floors yet.
No Floor.
Yeah, I just realized, like, I'm actually paying attention to it. And then, we got our key switches here again, and I don't like talking about this room because I left that room angry. Like, I was just like, I can't do this room, it's so hard.
This one doesn't count because it's a vertical descent. So of course there's no floor. But still not even a floor at the bottom.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of floor here at the beginning, and then none for the rest of the entire room.
Yep.
We're just gonna wait here,
Greenie-
and then wait here for the crystal to respawn. I'm gonna try something here that looks really cool, but it's probably not gonna work.
No, you can have this.
Oh, it works. Okay,
Woo,
cool.
Let's go.
Good stuff. Oh, come on now.
Oh. So again, we're using the intangibility of the bumper after you hit it to set ourselves up to just bypass some stuff. Same thing here. Nice little, not a spike. Well, I guess, is that a spike jump?
No, it's just a really high wall jump. Oh god!
Oh, oh!
That was early on the input.
I thought you were about to save it. You have more vertical moves here, and this is kind of like, oh.
Yeah, that's track can bite you if you're not. Actually, that was a really weird one because I was like in between. Okay, this is not funny anymore. This is getting serious.
Battling, please. You just want to keep going.
Ugh,
I actually
fine,
say
I'll point
bumper,
safe.
please.
That was unfortunate.
So we've got.
How to lose 40 seconds in one screen, starring yours truly.
Yeah. This is like, I think this is the last screen,
Yep.
but again, just like everything's being thrown at you. No floors, yet again.
Even the cassette room has no floor.
One was in this room too. It would be not fun. And also, you saw that Tej kind of bumped into the heart there. Every time that you do that, you do get your dash back, so it allows us to actually collect that there. And now we are in the summit with this iconic track. This track is so good.
It is.
Again, shout outs to Lena Rain for an amazing soundtrack here. So with Summit, we are leaving Reflection, and then we're basically touching bases on every section of the game as we make our way towards the summit. And you might have noticed that Madeline stopped off to get a nice color change on her hair. She has pink hair now. That utilizes that we have 2 dashes, which you're kind of seeing here. This opens up a lot of fantastic movement options and just makes this whole chapter like a blast. And also, because I almost forgot about it, we have to pick these little gems up that are hidden around in each section to get the heart at the start of Summit. So we're gonna go just do a little bit of detouring here, but for the most part, it's not too crazy.
Yeah, this one actually has a pretty cool strat to get this this particular gem here. So we're actually going to do a self-destruct strat once we get here. And we're going to go back this way.
Hopefully you see the ultras.
Yeah, I got that one.
Yeah. Woo.
So we get that one and then immediately self-destruct and go back here. And we're here. That saves a couple seconds.
Mm-hmm. Because normally you'd actually go down the intended route and then work your way through a couple screens. And then this is some nice... you're supposed to grab onto those glacier blocks and have them fall, but since we have 2 dashes, we're actually able to bypass a couple of those and hit some springs and just kind of cruise our way through. Also, at the end of each section, Battle-In is there yet again. She basically is like a checkpoint for those rooms, but not really, because if you die, you have to do it all over again. But she gives Madeline a nice little alley-oop to each section. It's a really cool mechanic. It kind of like symbolizes that they've hashed out their differences.
Yeah.
Here, we can see a nice corner boost here. Also, because this is going to be over before I can get into it, in 1000 we got the dream blocks back, and since we have 2 dashes, we're able to hyper through them. So you're going to see a lot of great movement here, especially as we get into this room with the gem.
Oh boy.
This is also, I guess, now cycle based.
Improv time.
Yep, there you go. Let's go. Oh. All right.
I've actually never
Nice.
done it that way before. That was that was entirely improv.
So you're going to see, again, just hypering, jumping out of those blocks and dashing gives you a hyper. And so it just allows for just really, really fast movement. I think that 1000, after, getting the hyper dashes out of the blocks down, makes it the funnest section of Summit. It's just so fun to just plow through that. And then we go into probably everybody's least funnest section if you're just starting out, 1500. Our Dust Bunnies are back, and they're back with a vengeance. We have 2 notorious long rooms here, but first we're going to take a detour, and we're going to grab our cassette tape. And again, you're seeing Tej just dashing straight down to... You save those frames, because we are in the tape room cycle.
Yep. I'm going to try some fast strats here and see what happens.
Oh, let's go. I'll try to maintain my composure.
Oh, that's not going to work, because I bounced. But we'll try this one, too. Nope, that's not gonna work either. Okay, well, let's not try any fast strats then. That's fine. Also, let's just die there. Hey, that worked out just as intended.
This is our 3rd gem. Again, hitting retry allows us to hurry back to our spawn point. Saves a few frames or like a second or 2. In this hidden area too, which had a strawberry, which I didn't know about actually until I saw you run any percent, and I was like, oh, that's where that strawberry's at. Okay. I've actually I've learned a lot from watching Tej run this game in all of the categories. We have another category called all red berries, and I did not practice the route when I did my attempt. I just watched Tej run all red berries so much that I knew what to do and just went for it. Alright, so we've got this section here.
So we're gonna get
again,
this gem and then immediately just return to the map. That saves a couple seconds. So there are a couple auto scrollers here. Whoops. There are a couple auto scrollers here. I'm gonna do my best to try and skip the first one by just doing some some actually really tight platforming in the next room.
we also have our snowballs
Right
make a brief return.
Alright, I got it. Nice. Sweet. That was pretty perfect.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't want to put pressure on you and be like, you still have the berry teach, don't lose it. It's a
We have a name for that
Just
skip, but I'm not gonna say it
yeah.
on the PG-13 stream. Let's just say it's another word for donkey. Because of the acronym auto
Yeah.
scroller skip. You know, we'll call it the donkey
Or
skip.
auto. Yep.
Oops.
Nice demo. A demo dash through that block there as well. It's not as risky as 3A because if you mess up, you can still grab onto the block and go the intended route. All right, now we're in 2500.
And
And
we have a little input break here. Whee!
yep. Let's kind of ride through here.
So this is the way to the gem. The gem's on this screen. After some tight dashes and platforming on these zippers, or not zippers, but moving platforms. Press the button, get that gem. Be on our merry way.
So we got a key skip here. We're supposed to go down a room and grab a red bubble, but with two jumps there, we're able to bypass that. And then we are fast approaching the big daddy meme of them all, which is door skip. But first, we gotta thread a needle here.
This is like
Nice.
the easiest room in 2500, ironically.
Yeah.
Like nowadays. It's pretty crazy that it's still a big meme, but yeah, that's door skip.
That was like all the hotness. Like I remember the first time that I got door skip. It was like
Oh,
one
yeah,
of those
me-
things where it's just like
Yeah, me too. I mean, it's just one of those things that like has become so much easier over the months.
Alright, so we are now in 3000. We're gonna have these cool checkpoint flags that have a nice little confetti pop every time we come in contact with them. Normally, you know, it's screen by screen, but for Summit, it's like 3 big screens. We're gonna hit 28, but before we go further, we're gonna hop in here and catch in our gems to get our nice little prizes up there. Now, they have like a, you know, the spikes there, obviously. They do have an assist mode, which allows you to basically, you can be invincible if you want, but there's an invisible wall there, so you can't just like muscle your way up there to get the heart without getting the gems. Alright, so I'm going to quickly describe what's going on here. So this is the downdraft portion. So we have the wind back yet again. It's constantly gusting downwards, which is going to limit Madeline's upward movement and makes it very going to, again, rely on our dash to make our way through because the dash cancels out any wind effects. I know initially this can be very challenging because it's just like the wind is very punishing, but you know, again, with lots of time and practice put into it, we're able to make it through. And then we have now the updraft portion where it gives Madeline a little boost, you know, just a little floaty here and there. The devs were like, okay, well, we're gonna pull this in and have you like get extra height, but we're gonna make all these areas like very horizontal based, and nowhere really safe to land. So while we get the extra time to kind of like, you know, stay in the air for a little longer, we don't really have an option to rest on our laurels.
It's basically a B-side.
Yeah. So we're on flag 11 here again. You know, long one-shot chance where you're just like, okay, I have to get all this stuff.
All right, shout outs to Tri Kitty. Nice.
Oh, this okay.
That
Actually, I
flag
saw that
skip.
earlier today. Yeah, that actually skips 2 flags. Flag number 9 and number 8. 8, you don't really get to see, it's off on the right hand side, but we're able to bypass that and jump right into 7. And just like that, when you're on 6, we're getting to the end here, and we have no wind this time. But this section, still pretty challenging. We have like our feathers are coming back into play. Just a few from here. We're gonna see a nice diagonal dash here from TGH2. Just kind of skip that. In tandem route, you're supposed to grab the wall, dash, climb up, and dash, but you know TGH doesn't have time for that. He's trying to get to the top.
Someone do me a favor and ban Universe Cat from chat. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. But
Yeah, don't do that. we can have an open debate about that in the future.
what's up, Universe Cat? For Uni, actually, he basically, he played a very, very prominent role in the tasks for this game, so don't mind him. Oh, that one. Oh.
Oh, okay.
Nah, I disagree. On no basis whatsoever. I disagree, though.
And also, yeah, that was the end of 7A. Now we're moving into again another nice difficulty spike here with 7B. Again, same premise. We're gonna be revisiting every stage, but as with every other B-side, it's gonna be a lot more difficult. Less floors, more spikes.
How about that?
Just called this the no floor side. But also, the areas are shorter in comparison to the A side, but it doesn't seem that way, at least for me, because I'm probably dying like 15 times in each section. Now, like, look at all these spikes. Look at all those spikes. And actually, City at the end is going to have a really cool platform section that we'll see as Madeline races. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, this whole section is... Okay, I take it back. I was gonna be like, the whole thing is a vertical ascent, but no, we have a few horizontal areas here, but again, no floors. We're gonna bypass those glaciers yet again. The glaciers really didn't get any love in Summit for the any percent, and for actually for all the categories. You just kind of like bypass them all. Right, here's this section here. Just...
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Super parkour,
bad.
Madeline.
My bad, Uni. I didn't... My bad on that.
Alright, so we are moving into 1000. Dream blocks are back in play again. Now with spikes at the end of a few of them. Also, yeah, we kind of didn't really dabble in on that. So, as long as you're going the direction opposite of the spikes, you won't actually collide with them.
Do we have a minute?
I don't think we do. I don't think we mentioned that.
Right.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry. But
Alright, we got an enormous $4.20 donation. Nice.
of course.
As a reminder, we are running. Oh, do you have time to shout out, or is there like important stuff coming up?
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, this is just all like straightforward planning.
All right. As a reminder, we are running for we are benefiting Go Rescue, which is which is a newly established no kill shelter in for dogs in New York. Because one of the last no kill shelters were shut down, and with that one not being created, when all the dogs that would have been found on the street would have been basically left to die. So that's not really a good feature. So we're benefiting that newly established shelter. And if you do want to get donations in, you can type !donate in the chat, or just use the link. And we also have incentives for many runs coming up. So if you want to check those and put those on the donation comments, then go ahead.
So yeah, feel free to get those donations in. Still a little ways to go for the goal, but we have plenty of time and a lot of fantastic runs coming up. And again, check those incentives as well. In fact, I'm gonna check them out myself. Give me 1 second here. And of course, while that's going on, Teach is in 2,500 yet again.
Tight little jump there. Got it. Nice. Once again, these long rooms are very, very punishing if you die. So I'm glad I didn't. At least I haven't yet. Once again, there's so many like sections of platforming skipped by this wall bounce technique here, which we actually properly learn about in this chapter. The Crow teaches you in a little bit.
The Crow is probably one of my favorite characters in the game. He doesn't really do much. He just kind of sits there in as a crow, but
please, God.
So we are back in 3,000 again. 10 flags less, starting off on 20. And also, I didn't realize that we actually skipped one there. But again, downdraft is in play yet again. Just not a lot of room for error.
Oh no, there's like basically zero.
Yeah. And now we're in the updraft portion, and again, not a lot of room. Not a lot of room for error. We got lots of spikes and everything else. We got this one cloud coming up here. It's very problematic, but we were able to get through that one. Nice, just bypassing that first cloud. Oh, and that third cloud too. Okay, that one was new for me. I like this section.
Alright, I'm gonna do a demo dash here. See if I can get through. Got it. Not a glitch. I swear. Actually is not a bad 7B. In fact, I'd go as far as to say it's pretty good.
Oh yeah, it's looking pretty nice. This little room here. Oh. Basically, yeah, just time it to get by those spikes. I don't like to talk about it because it just reminds me of my first time through it, and I think I spent like 20 minutes in that room. So it's just like I don't know how to get past this. I can't get the rhythm going. But yeah, so that is 7B. Now we are heading into the core. This actually has a nice way of letting you know that what level 8's mechanic is, which is our dash doesn't reset by touching the ground. We have to rely on the dash crystals.
Yep, and screen transitions as well. I think, yeah, the dash crystals and screen transitions are the only things that reset your dashes in the stage. And we could just skip this part right here by just dashing right through.
Actually, because this one is not in any percent, we don't really get to talk about the music in this chapter.
Yeah, you're right.
It's really good.
It is. Once again, shout out to Lena Rain, the composer for the soundtrack of this game.
nice. So we have our bumper friends returning. Now, you notice that the rooms are going from hot to cold at the flick of those switches there. They definitely make some changes to a lot of the mechanics. As you'll see, these fireballs will turn into these ice spiked kind of things. Also, the bumpers can't be interacted with while the room is hot, or else it's just a death. And we have like those conveyor belts on the side that will freeze over when it's cold, and you'll just kind of slide down them. So there's just like a lot of things that you have to take into consideration. We also now have this like lava / glacier wall that's trying to come after Madeline. I believe when it's frozen, it's a little slower versus the lava, but it's still problematic. Oh.
Alright, we're fine.
Okay, nice. Oh, we in there.
I was supposed to grab the crystal on the way up, but I missed it somehow.
So we're gonna do a wall jump there to preserve our dash so that we can bypass that dash crystal and get to here. And again, skip these blocks. These blocks too, they have the ability to propel Madeline forward while it's hot. And while it's cold, they just kind of start slowly falling at before they crumble. And again, to get those like set up, because they're, I don't know. Actually, I don't really know how the hot version of that works. It's like depending on where your position is at is how Madeline will be propelled forward.
Yeah, it's all just like where you are in relation to the center circle. There's like a circle in the middle of it, and like where you are in relation to that is like the opposite direction of where it will propel you. Why did I?
That was a nice corner boost, by the way.
I did that room kind of wrong, but whatever. It worked out.
Oh, this room. Oof. There was a lot of yelling to get through that screen. And then our feathers are back too. You know what? A high-speed chase is needed in any action platformer.
Those feathers
now,
actually give you both your dashes back, by the way. For whatever reason. That's pretty cool.
And then, unlike all the other chapters, this one you actually are forced to get the tape at the end. You know, usually the tapes are kind of hidden and everything else, but this one's like, no, we're just going to give it to you. Alright, we're going to see some just cool movement here. Coming up to this section here. Oh.
I didn't really get the momentum I wanted, but it's whatever. That's fine.
Alright, so now we're on the B side here. Now, you noticed in the A side that there was like this wall and 4 hearts. You had to get 4 hearts to go into 8A. And then for 8B, you actually have to get 15 hearts? Yeah.
Every heart in the game up to this point.
To gain access to this level.
Can I make this? Oh, no.
Oh, so close.
I thought I was going to be able to, but nope. I just missed the dash crystal on the way down.
Would we have a minute?
Sure.
For shadowing purposes, I would just like to know the a pace I could expect.
I'll have a better idea at the end of 8B.
Alright.
So at the end of this
I
level,
just
which
need
is
to
about
know
3 minutes.
10 minutes, 50 minutes, something of that regard.
Oh, it's like, I would say 10 minutes.
10 minutes. That means we're also again going underestimate.
It's
probably not even going to be 10 minutes, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Like we have the seasides that are coming up, but they are very, very short.
If you want me to, I can do like some extra stuff to like...
In that case, that was actually what I was going to offer, because if you are saying 10 minutes, then that would mean we are running around...
a lot ahead.
54 minutes ahead of estimate.
Oh, wow.
I can like show off some berry strats or something. I don't know.
Yeah, or we do have the variants that are also available.
Oh, we do.
Too.
You're right. Oh god.
Variants?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
All A sides, you mean?
Oh no. So we have by clearing, I think it's 8B, you get the variant option unlocked, which is basically adds a few mods to the game, like mirror mode or invisible motion, which makes it where anytime that Madeline is having momentum, you can't see her. So it leads to a lot of interesting things, and it's probably like one of my personal favorite things to do in the game.
I see. Because I'm thinking like I was gonna offer, like I was gonna say like maybe any percent, but not even any percent could fill this gap. It is gigantic.
No,
like props to all the runners.
Any percent would fill the gap actually. Any percent is like 32 minutes RTA.
Yeah, but we have 50. We have like over 50.
Oh, that's true.
Yes. We have like over 50. I'm like,
I would offer to do ARB if I weren't like really rusty.
ARB
and...
looks like a little bit too long. That's the problem. I think with
really,
ARB we would be running.
I would be way over in ARB anyway. I haven't done berries in a while. Oh, whoops.
Well, you could do all A sides. I mean, that's gonna add another 5 minutes to it, so it'd be like almost 40 minutes.
If that's a good category, yes. That sounds amazing. If you have the time. If you don't have the time, that's completely fine.
I'm gonna try something here. So you can actually do this room in ice. And nice. Awesome.
I did not know that. I didn't know you could do that in ice. That's crazy.
I'm not gonna make that cycle. Alright, that's Core B. Now we didn't really talk about it that much. To be honest, Core B is basically Core A, just harder.
Yeah, it's just a souped up Core A.
Yeah. Alright, so now we have the C-sides, and we haven't really talked about the C-sides that much, but each C-side is 3 screens with much more enhanced difficulty. As you can pretty much already see, this is like... I've heard it compared to like... okay. Like Kaizo-ish Celeste. I hit that spike, wow.
And yeah, again, these are just 3 screens across the board. I think the closest exception you can get would probably be 6C, because they give you like a checkpoint in between. So maybe like a 3.5-ish, depending on how you look at it.
Alright, I'm going to try something here called keyless. So the last screen here on 2C requires you to get some coins to move a block to be able to progress and get the heart, but you can also just dash diagonally near the end here. You have a 3-pixel window to do this, and I'm going to give it a shot. Nope, I missed it. I was a couple pixels high, I think. Try it again. Oh, then again, this is just technical. I'm padding the schedule.
Actually, another option too, if you want, you can try to go for some of the golden strawberries.
There we go. I can. That would be pretty interesting.
Yeah, actually, we can also do dashless too.
Dashless 1A?
If you want.
I can, yeah, I can do that. I can do a lot of things.
Dashless it's a nice treat.
Yeah, so one thing that a lot of people actually don't know about this game is that you can complete the first level completely dashless without dashing a single time. And you get a golden strawberry for it.
So we're in 3C, this section. Actually, they changed this.
Yeah, they did, and it still
patch.
screws me up. I haven't practiced the new 3C. They patched a lot of stuff in this level.
Yeah, like I think they did it to make it easier for the casual playthrough players that are tackling those levels. I'm under the impression that they actually made it harder for speedrunners, because like if you saw, there was an extra dash crystal and a dust bunny in that one spot. And normally we would just do an extended hyper, grab the crystal, and then be about our way. But we have to worry about another hazard. And I think they made changes to 5C as well.
Yeah, they did. The last screen of 5C looks completely different. I'm gonna try a wave dash there. Nice, got it.
This screen gives me post-traumatic stress from when I did my 114% attempt.
Yep.
Very, very upsetting.
There's a clip of FC doing that screen, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, I won't say what I said because I'm trying to keep this friendly here. But let's just say there was some. I voiced my opinion and how upset I was that I died in that section. And that's 5C. Again, like these sections, while they're very difficult, like T just gone through these many times. So he's just able to just like plow through them repeatedly. Actually, are you gonna try to go for that strat at the end of 6C?
Why
I don't
not?
know.
Oh god,
Yeah,
oh god, no. If I make it to the end of 6C. Alright, we'll be good. What?
Oh, okay.
The screen is bad.
This is pretty tough.
Alright, so we're not doing the intended strat here, as you can probably tell, and I'm gonna try to do this. Nope, I missed the floor. Whatever, it's fine. You'd rather be late than early, because if you're early, you don't get the checkpoint. But yeah, there is a checkpoint there. The devs had mercy on our souls and let us put a checkpoint there, or let us have a checkpoint there. That's 6C. 7C is everybody's favorite.
Oh yes. I think even after clearing this the first time, when I tried it again, that last room, I spent 5 hours in that last room. Not in one sitting. I like saved and quit and came back to it, and it's very grueling. And actually, since I was talking about the variants, I'm actually practicing to do the B and C sides with invisible motion on. So
That's like,
yeah, this is it could go really good or it can go really bad. But yeah, there's just like once you get past that like initial point, it's all one go. You do not have room for error. And just like that, T just out.
okay, yeah.
So we have 8C to go.
That's actually a 51. That's a gold
Is
7C for me.
Nice.
And like I don't do any IL strats or anything. I think the IL is like 44 or something, which is ridiculous. But 51 is fine for full runs.
Actually, here's the Crow. Will teach you to do the hypers.
Yep. Thanks, Crow. Really appreciate it.
And then again, just very short screens here, but the last screen is kind of like the coup de grace, where they kind of bring in everything together. We go through the mechanics of each stage one more time, minus the dust bunnies. I just realized that. I wouldn't want the dust bunnies to be. I wouldn't want them to be in this room. We got Kevin
I don't
here.
blame you.
And then just like a nice little home stretch.
Yep. So time is actually coming up when the graphic of the gold heart comes on the screen. Not the gold heart I'm about to get, but the graphic of it once I get it. So I will say time very soon. And time. Alright, so that's Celeste, all chapters. Yeah, thanks for having me on. And thank you again to FC for help with your commentary. As some of you might have been able to figure out, I definitely needed the help with commentary, for sure. Thank you very much, sir. Very much appreciated.
Thank you for giving the opportunity. I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun.
No problem. Do you have time for a bonus run or no?
Yeah, I can do something.
Alright, because we are. Let me just double check. We are 53 minutes ahead. Yeah, that
Yeah.
is definitely plenty of time. Props to all the runners who have went below estimate until so far. You made this happen. So I will just quickly update. I'm guessing any percent, right?
I'm gonna do some stuff like to show like what can be done. I might show some berry strats or
Alright.
something, and then I'll do an 80% if you like.
Alright, that sounds good.
And FC,
in that...
like you like don't have to stick around if you don't want to, if you have stuff to do.
Yeah, I'll stick around for a little bit, but I will have to head out probably before the any.
Yeah, that's fine. That's perfectly fine.
Alright. Let me just make this sure with because there's one more staff in here that I'll just double check that this is all good. In the meantime, you can like show off stuff, and I'll just set the things up.
All right, cool.
I guess we can showcase. I don't know. Do you want to do dashless or the show off some of the variant stuff?
Yeah, let's do dashless first. I'll do. We'll return to map. We'll go to 1A. So, yeah, like I said, a lot of people don't know you can actually finish this level without dashing a single time. And it was purposely made like that. Basically, shoutouts to Kevin, who we mentioned Kevin earlier, Kevin Orgami from Power Up Audio, who playtested this and basically said, hey, it would be pretty awesome if you could finish this level dashless. And like here, if we do like this, and this, like here, and here, we can saved. We can finish this level like without dashing a single time, and I think that would be pretty cool. And it was made possible. I'm not very good at speedrunning 1A dashless because I don't really practice it that much, or at all really. But I can do it. There are a couple really hard screens like this one.
Yeah, this one. What is the record right now? I feel like that they've hit. I haven't
it's 144.
been following it.
Minute 44 seconds. All right, there's one obstacle. This is the hardest screen to do. Like you have to actually. So you have to double jump. We mentioned earlier that moving in the same direction as the spikes won't actually hit you, and okay, that's actually pretty good. Moving in the same direction as the spikes like won't actually damage you or won't kill you. So you have to jump once off the wall and then jump again off the wall with the spikes. So you have to press one jump. I have 2 jump buttons, which makes it a lot easier. This is another.
What would be a good estimate for your any percent run? 35 minutes?
Like 30,
doesn't that sound right?
Make it 33 minutes, I think.
33. Right.
Oh.
That room, a couple rooms back, that was the hardest. That's the hardest room for me, where you have like the bed of spikes on the ground.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, so there are required spike jumps for this as well. There we go.
And then also you had the final screen, which is. I think it's stalled a lot of people out when they have attempted to do Deathless, just because like. I feel that it's a pixel perfect lineup to get to that zipper. We'll see it here in a
It's
minute.
close. It's not quite. I think it's a couple. It's like it's not quite pixel perfect, but it's close.
And also, doing dashless will really help learn to do the neutral jumping technique that we have.
Oh. Wow.
Oh no!
I ran out of stamina. I climbed to. There we go. Okay. That last jump is also really nerve-wracking too.
Yeah.
I apologize for the current text on stream because it says any percent, but the timer is at 123, so I'm sorry.
It's not a great any percent run for me. Sorry, went a little bit over.
I apologize.
It's okay.
Unfortunately, OBS Studio Mode, even if I change the text on the active scene, so I apologize for that.
All right, so the all red berries category of this game is definitely considered to be like one of the hardest categories. and it's for reasons like
Wait, are we
this.
doing all red berries?
No. I'm just
Okay.
showcasing one berry strat that's pretty notable, and then I'll do the 90%. So there's a berry that you need to get over on the screen here. That berry right there. So you need to go all the way over to the right side. So you need to go over here, and then like it wraps back around towards this room to turn it to ice, to turn core to ice mode, and that makes these those little fireballs coming down ice, so you can jump on them and get the berry. We don't do that in this category. In the category in ARB, we use this block to get some pretty insane momentum, and I didn't get enough. But you can actually make it. You can actually like squeeze yourself through the fireballs here. Nope, I didn't. It's really finicky because you need to be like high enough off the ground to. That's not gonna work either. You need to be high enough off the ground so that the game doesn't treat your downward diagonal dash like an actual wave dash. That might work. Yeah, we got it.
Oh wow.
And that's how you get that berry in ARB. It saves like 30 seconds, so it's kind of mandatory for top level runners, but that's a pretty insane skip. That was recently found by Fish McMuffins. So shout outs with help from Bubbai as well. Bubbai is the current world record holder for ARB, or all red berries.
Actually, he also was. That's where Bub's Drop got its name from too.
Yep. Yeah, because Bubbai found the tech or he found the actual tech of falling down from like an upward transition. Demo Jameson found the application in 5A, or excuse me, in 5B that allows that to be possible. All right, so I guess I'm just gonna do an 90% run.
Yep. And again, huge shoutouts to TGH for having the time to actually do this, and all the runners before TGH to run underestimate. You all made this happen. That's amazing. So let me reset the timer.
Oh, you want me to restart the run? I'll restart.
Oh yeah, I reset my timer. So
okay, so I'll count down from 3 once I'm.
Once you're ready, yeah. Once you're ready.
Okay.
No break screen, no nothing.
All right, cool. So, you ready for a countdown?
Let me just double check everything again. Estimate is set, timer is set. Absolutely, yes.
Okay. All right. So I'll count down from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's go. Let's do the bonus run, the bonus 80% run.
Again, thanks for everyone before. Amazing job.
Okay, so this is 80%. So this should take around 32, 33 minutes real time. In-game time will probably take like around 4 minutes shorter than that.
And for the most part, at least for the A sides, it's going to be somewhat similar to the all chapters, except for the fact that we're not going to be grabbing tapes, and we're not going to be grabbing any hearts. It's just a beeline from start to finish.
Yeah, it's essentially a lot of things are exactly the same.
So I believe Teach will be doing 5B. I don't think 6B is going to be on the menu today.
Well, we'll see. I mean, I've already done 6B, so I don't know if I can do 6B more than once. I don't know if I can take that.
Yeah, it's a very intense chapter. And also, you will have demo in 3A, so everybody gets to see that cool tech there.
Did we ever mention Ultra Dashes, by the way?
Yeah, we did mention them. I I can't remember where in the run. in a few spots we did bring them up. But yeah, those are ultras are fun once you get it down.
Yeah, you
Like-
can get
like
some
I said,
pretty
like-
insane speed.
Just like the overall movement and just mechanics in the game has just made this a lot of fun, and just really allows runners to just keep coming back for more. I always tell people when I'm doing my quote-unquote sales pitch as to why they should play Celeste, it just has this charm about it to where it inadvertently pushes you to want to become faster at the game, want you to become better at it. I think it allows people to really kind of push themselves. Like I have a friend that they're not really a fan of difficult platformers or difficult games, and I did like do a let's play for him, just kind of showcase the game, and he ended up picking it up and playing through it. And I think his first run was like 7 hours or something like that, you know. But then he actually started coming back to it, and I think he got it down to sub 2 hours.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, I was really surprised because they're not a fan of, you know, like overly difficult stuff, and it motivated him to come back and try to get a faster time.
Yeah, a lot of the movement optimization in this game just comes from like dashing whenever you can in order to save frames. Like I know that's probably pretty self-explanatory if you are a speedrunner like who plays games like platformers with dashing in them, or just any game with dashing in them. Like dashing as much and as often as you can is like most often the most optimal choice. But really, I think the enjoyability and like for people to watch this game comes not from the knowledge about the game, but from just the visual aspect. Like people can just watch and see what's going on like really easily, and I think that's what makes this just such a good game to watch and such a good game to play, because it's really simple. Like once you understand like stuff that's like what am I doing? I just habitually try to go to 2B. Yeah, like once you understand like the tech, like the basic tech, like hyper dashing, ultra dashing, that stuff. Once you understand that, it's basically just watch and see what is going on, and it's really nice.
Alright, so I'm gonna take this opportunity to go ahead and sign out for myself. Again, thanks TGH
Yeah, absolutely.
and
Thank you.
NGA. Yeah, thank you for having me on to commentate. I had a lot of fun. And good luck with the runs. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later.
Thank you very much, FC. It's a round of invisible applause for FC Racer. Get some claps in the chat or something, I don't know. But for real though, thank you so much. Alright, so now it's just me. I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to talk during this run, but hi, I'm alone now, so. If you guys have any questions about the run, like, feel free to ask, and I will do my best to answer, do my best to look over and answer. So once again, we're gonna go south northeast for a huge mess. This particular area is actually designed in such a way where the areas themselves change based on whether you did them first or last, or like basically what order you did them in. So like these like boxes, books, towels are all like positioned differently. They aren't positioned differently, but some of them are just gone. Makes the platform a little bit more challenging like as you go. It's really ingenious game design. What else is there to talk about? I'm gonna try for a cycle skip here. And I'm not gonna get it because I dashed too soon. I got it in the all chapters run. I didn't get a chance to talk about it, but I got it in the all chapters run. It was nice. Alright, so yeah, in any percent, we actually get to do something that I did not get to do in the all chapters run, which is the 3A demo dash, which saves about 12 seconds optimally over getting the key in this next room. So right here, I'm going to do my best to do a demo dash through this little wall of dust bunnies right here. And I got it, sweet. And wow, okay. That didn't work though. That one's a lot easier than the one I showed off in 3B, because there's actually a setup for that one. It's still not the easiest thing ever to do consistently, but it's definitely a lot more consistent than that one. .415 is pretty good. This run is actually not that bad so far. So up to this point, and it's not really saying that much, but up to this point, this run actually has a chance to PB. So we'll see what happens. I got shout outs to Phoenix. That's Archie. That strat's called Archie. I cannot explain for the life of me how it works. Basically, it's a demo dash into the bubble, which gets you slightly higher, so you can dash diagonally over to the right without using a dash. It saves like nothing, but it's easy. It's easy. It's easier than the other strat, I should say. Little bunny hop there. You have to have a really short hyper there to bunny hop. Same with that strat. Because you don't need to get the coin. Just wait for the block and then hyper off of it. There we go. Getting in front of this block with a dash makes that room a lot faster. Ah. Wasn't exactly what I had in mind, but whatever. That's actually really solid 4A. Aside for that one screen. This run is pretty good. At least surprisingly. Of course, as we say that, we're heading into 5B and the more difficult part of the run, for sure. That was slow. Nice, the fast cycle there. That's a little bit tight. Let's see if we can get the heat. Yay! Not bad, 110. 110 returning the map there. So yeah, like I said before, 5B is faster than 5A because of bubs drop. So we can skip getting both keys in 5B, which makes this a lot faster. It's also where a lot of runs go to die because any death in 5B is usually very costly. A lot of these rooms are very long. And there's also that, which is actually a 2-frame window to get bubs drop, and if you fail it, you lose 12 seconds. I think I'm good for the fast cycle here. Yeah, we're good. I'll try a diagonal here. Alright. Good. Oh, I missed it. Please. I was surprised I missed. Way over the right. Okay. This run is okay. Somehow. Somehow this run is actually okay. Like anything close to 14 minutes through 5B is pretty decent. Yeah, lake skip here. Ah. There's a 3-pixel window to get that, and one of the pixels is frame perfect, so You tend to aim towards the last 2 pixels, towards the right side. Because the leftmost one is frame perfect. It's not PB pace. I'm currently 7 seconds behind PB, but this is still a decent run. Like I'm not sure where this came from. That was really good. That wasn't. Good. All right, this is okay. It's not the best because of lake skip, but the failed lake skip. It's still okay. Sorry, I'm not talking much. I'm just focused. Please. That's a reverse ultra dash, by the way, right there. Which involves a reverse extended hyper into a down diagonal dash. That's one way to get an ultra.
Hello, do we have a minute?
Yeah, absolutely.
We got a $25 donation from your co-commentator, FC Racer.
Yo.
Dude, thanks. Thank you for putting on a great event. put this towards having Luigi in the character for the character in the final level in Super Mario 3D World. Wish as granted.
FC, thank you so much, dude. And thank you again for co-commentating. Like, for real, this has been fun. That chapter 6 was okay. We're like... This is like 9 seconds behind PB. I can... If I have, like, an IL record caliber summit, I can PB, but I'd have to play pretty aggressively. We'll see what happens.
You could actually PB.
I could, yes. This run has been pretty decent, actually.
Well, if you have to go full focus, I think everyone will be very happy if you actually PB.
I mean, it could happen. I'm just kind of playing right now, and yeah, okay. It might be over. That needed to not happen. I lost like 4 seconds there. Yeah, I think it's over.
Aww.
But it's okay, because it's okay. I mean, I'd never expect a PB in a marathon run anyway. This can still be a 27, maybe.
Has there ever been a second 27?
Yeah, I have two 27s, but yeah, I think the other one's a 27.57. It might not be possible anymore. Low 28. Yeah, this is out of reach now, but it's okay. I'll give this a shot. Ah, I'm not quite, but that's fine. Try this one again. Oh, I didn't make it. That's okay. Oh, Jesus. Alright, I'll go for the corner boost in the next train too. There's a corner boost that saves. Actually, there are multiple, but I go for one of them. Saves 0.3 seconds. I got it, nice. This key skip is a lot easier with 2 buttons. Just hold one of them and press the other. Wow. Nice. Door skip. Okay. Wall bouncing on that wall is actually kind of risky. But it gets the platform over a little bit sooner. Because they move as soon as you dash, and dashing as soon as you can there is most optimal. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I have no qualms with this run, honestly. I don't know where the start came from, but I wasn't on PB pace, but PB was still possible, if that makes sense. Which is more than I can ask for in any sort of marathon setting. Especially one I wasn't quite prepared for. Not that that was a problem. I'm happy to do this, but... Thank you for giving me the opportunity for this extra run, by the way, NGA. And again, shoutouts to everyone who is so far ahead of estimate, including myself. Skipping that flag saves about 0.2 seconds, but at the risk of about 10 if you die. Celeste is so full of little strats like that, where like if you die, you lose multiple seconds, but you're trying to gain like fractions of a second. Skipping flight 3, bold move. See if it plays out. It wasn't on purpose. Alright, we're good. Alright, so time comes up once I skip the cutscene at the end here. Whoops. Okay, that's still a really good time for marathon time, by the way. That's still a really good time for any sort of marathon setting, 28:14. That's that should be like 30, like I'm guessing like a mid 32 real time.
It is a 31-38.
Oh,
So-
okay. So,
Mid 31, very good. Amazing run.
well, yeah, thank you for giving me an opportunity to do that. That was a lot of
Yep.
fun.
And thank you for doing this. That is absolutely crazy that we had you on any percent world record pace on the bonus run. So, I'm gonna guess that just must give you a lot of motivation, because if you can almost PB in a marathon, that must feel amazing.
Yeah, I mean, my PB is like, for my standards, it's far from perfect, but like, I mean, it's still pretty decent. It's still like a solid run. So I'm really happy to even come close to matching that in this type of setting.
So, if you, for whatever reason, do not have TGH followed, go follow him right now. He's probably gonna, with this marathon run, he's probably gonna be motivated to start streaming very soon again, if I'm not guessing wrong here. Because that's gonna be an amazing feeling. Anyway, any farewells, any shoutouts you want to do before we head off?
Shout outs again to FC for helping commentate. Thanks again, man. I really appreciate it. Shout outs to everyone involved with NGA and the cause. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Shout outs to Amber Cypern. Watch her Sonic 3D Blast run tomorrow morning. It's gonna be hype. And that's it for me. Thank you guys very much.
And thanks for running, dude. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, my pleasure.